In my more than 10 years of a career as a psychiatrist, hundreds of people have walked into my office for hundreds of different reasons. But of those hundreds of clients, you may be surprised to learn that there are only 3 types of people. That's right, only 3. You are probably wondering what those types are. But before I tell you, I want to tell you something more important. I want to tell you why that's true. It's my understanding that humans come onto this planet with 2 powerful emotional needs: to find connection and to avoid rejection. If you dig deep enough into the emotional problems of almost anyone, you can trace their issues back to a lack of fulfillment of those 2 needs. Our primitive evolution tells us that a human can have no direct threat to their survival in terms of their biological needs, that is, food, shelter, oxygen. But if they feel rejected by society and are unable to forge a human connection of any kind, they are in the worst kind of poverty we know. It is a poverty of spirit. The first type of client is a person who would love to have it all: loving relationships, a great job, financial security, and self-love, confidence, and inner peace, but can't manage to attain any of it, let alone hang on to it. The second type of client is the one who has many of those things I've described above, but is sabotaging them in major or minor ways, such as addiction, workaholism, or cheating on their spouse. And the third type, the rarest type of client, who does manage through working on their mindset to attain it all, like relationship, health, career calling, well-being, on their ability to share it with other people that I've seen in my profession. They are the rarest ones. It doesn't matter where the rejection or lack of connection comes from. It almost always leads to a person who feels as though certain things in life will never be available to them. There are many reasons why people from all walks of life feel disconnected and rejected. In a lot of cases, these reasons start very early on in life, before we are even aware of our own consciousness. Maybe your father was never home, or maybe when he was, he commented on your weight or something. Or maybe your mother could only be pleased if you were perfect, and so you never felt you measured up despite your hardest efforts. Or maybe you were the victim of trauma or abuse before you even knew what those words were. All of those represent rejection to varying degrees. As a therapist, I meet so many people who don't like themselves, and by extension, they create lives they don't like either. It's because they have learned how to self-dialogue and redirect their insecurities and fears around rejection and disconnection into a tremendous self-belief. It's so simple yet true. Everything you feel is the result of just 2 things. 1, the pictures you make in your head, and 2, the words you say to yourself. In a battle between logic and emotion, emotion always wins. So how on earth can we compete? What you present to your mind will present it back to you. When dealing with the subconscious mind, the greater the conscious effort, the less the subconscious response. The mind learns by repetition. Whatever you focus on, you get more of. The most important words you will ever hear are the words you say to yourself, while the most important opinion is your own. But you got to make your own kind of music, sing your own special song. So, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. Don't wait for Mr. or Miss Right or the right job, home, or baby to make you happy. Be happy already and you are far more likely to attract more happiness. If you have a need for praise and recognition, praise and recognize yourself. If you have a need for love, begin to really and truly love yourself. If you have need to be celebrated, celebrate yourself. If you need to feel safe in the world, what can you do to make that happen? Think about it. Being in love with yourself is a lifelong romance that never fades, tires, or disappoints you. 2 most important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you discover why. From all my work with people, I truly believe that the largest cause of depression is failing to follow your heart's desire in a profound and deep way. Don't allow yourself to do this. Even if it seems impractical, unimpressive, small, or completely random, find a way to follow your curiosity about your calling, and I can guarantee that wonderful things will unfold. And don't forget, whatever form it may take, when you love what you do, you have purpose. And when you share that purpose, you have meaning. While everyone is different, the truth is simple. You can't undo your past, but what you can do is change your narrative about it. We are here for such a short time, and I truly believe that life is an immense gift. No matter who you are or what you've gone through, you have the power to change your thoughts and beliefs too. Your destination is you truly liking and loving who you are. It's a great place to be, and it's something you now have the power to create. Here's looking at the new, always enough you. Take care.